Hello and welcome back once again everyone to Minecraft FTB Float the Boat, baby. Today we were going to actually put in a purpose for our new little machines over here, our thermal expansion machines. And to that end, the purpose will require some tanks. So I actually made a bit more tanks there than I wanted to, unfortunately. I can always go and get more sand though, that's fine. And I can always reincorporate these into other things. Now I have set up a few things here next to the machines, as you can no doubt see. Actually, I might not even want the tanks. I might just funnel it straight through. So I also need a waterproof pipe there instead. Let's just take out the tanks for right now. That was a thought I had beforehand, but I think I might be better off without it, so I'll just put that there. So, yes, what I wanted to do today was kind of actually get this ball rolling in terms of what I needed to do with this stuff. Let's see, cobblestone, waterproof pipe. I'll throw my other pipes back in there because I don't need those. I already have a waterproof pipe right here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to turn redstone into a molten state. And then the molten redstone we will then take and put into redstone conduits, like these guys. Or these guys, excuse me, which require the empty redstone conduit tubing right here, which require hardened glass and electromagnets. Now, this is all additional stuff that we're going to have to make incorporated with our pulverizer and our induction smelter. From the pulverizer, for making the empty energy conduits, we have to have hardened glass, meaning we need pulverized obsidian and lead, which I have both of those, and then we put those into our induction smelter to make hardened glass. And then for the electrum blend, we have to make that in the induction smelter as well. Well, the blend itself is made by a combination of gold dust and pulverized silver, or pulverized gold and pulverized silver. So again, pulverizer going to be very, very, very useful today. Going to go ahead and turn on all the machines so they can start powering up, as well as this one, which I'm going to let power first, and then I'm going to stick the redstone in there. So if you guys give me a few moments, I will cut back to once these have properly filled. Stay tuned. Alright, now I'm starting to get pretty full on both my induction smelter and my pulverizer, so I'm going to go ahead and stick some obsidian into the pulverizer. This should produce us about 64 pulverized obsidian. As you can see here, as long as this stays high, this fills in white at the bottom, and as long as that stays white, 31 obsidian. As long as this stays fully white at the bottom, it means that this will be producing at peak efficiency. Now these guys are just Stirling engines, meaning that they're only outputting at 1 Minecraft joule a tick. So let's see, I can get rid of that stuff there. As you can see, it generates ticks pretty quickly, but it also dumps them into the machine as soon as it hits about 50 or so. And this is having to blow through energy in order to be able to properly pulverize things effectively. The induction smelter here, as you can also see, is completely tapped out, so I'm going to go ahead and take this. You'll also notice that I turned off the output on this side, so there is no red representation of this spot right here, and to that effect it's basically saying, hey, I'm not going to output to that side, because if it did have output to that side, it would automatically feed into the furnace, and I didn't want the obsidian going into the furnace, because it doesn't actually do anything there. Next, over here, we'll place these guys right here and my lead right there, and it'll go ahead and pump these through the induction smelter to make hardened glass. Now I'm just going to go ahead and make all 31 hardened glass, because I can use this as a building material and it is blast resistant. And I can go ahead and use it for that purpose. Now this guy over here is building up quite a bit of energy, but I do want it to have plenty of energy for when I actually go to make the remainder of these items. So we'll go ahead and back out, and let's scroll back down here to look at my energy cell. Now the energy cell here requires an energy cell frame. Looks like about 5 electrum ingots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, I should say, plus 3 more, plus a couple lead, plus the ones for the redstone energy conduits. So 2 there gives me 4. I don't need 4 really, I just need the 1, so need a good handful. Let's go ahead and take these guys out because that's going to produce 1 more. Then we're going to go ahead and pulverize down my gold. I don't need that much gold pulverized. Let's make like 10. There we go. Take that out there. Throw these guys in here. Now we'll have 20 hardened glass, which should be enough. Excuse me. And yeah, so the pulverizer here is going. Next, we're going to go ahead and throw our redstone into here, and you can see that it's slowly chunking this out into a liquid format, which is then proceeding to pump it into here, and now we have 25 millibuckets of redstone, and you can see it produced through here. It's kind of a nice dark red color. It's really cool looking if you get a ton of it in a tank, but as you can see, you're only getting 0.25 or 25 millibuckets per thing. That's basically like like a little bit more than a 20th of a bucket of fluid. So it's not a lot. You can also click on the little teardrop here to have a look at all the recipes as far as what they require, how much energy is required to turn netherrack into lava, how much energy is required to turn cobblestone into lava, as well as how much overall, yeah, the joules there versus how much output you're getting, obsidian as well. Everything's basically super expensive, and then you can also turn snow into water, snow blocks into water, ice into water, and redstone into molten redstone. You can also see my aqueous accumulator here hasn't been going up very quickly because it is relatively dry in here. Even though I do have an opening in my roof right there for the top floor there. But that matters not. We've got our gold pulverized. Now let's do the same for our silver. 1 less. There we go. Silver's going through. And we have our hardened glass here. I'm going to go ahead and take these guys out. And we should be able to go ahead and have this run on through. Now, if I recall, it was gold plus silver equals the electrum blend, as you can see there. Going to have quite a bit of that. Looks like we'll get about 10 out of it. Yeah, 20 out of it, excuse me. So yeah, that's pretty good. Also, with the thermal expansion machines, you may have noticed that it always consumes the item and starts processing it to a point where you cannot retrieve it back out, unlike many other things that you use within Minecraft, furnaces, any industrial craft, buildcraft stuff. If it starts processing something, that something is getting processed, guaranteed, with thermal expansion stuff. Let's see, I don't think I needed to smelt this in the induction smelter, but I could. It just saved me a little time here, I suppose. Go ahead and turn that off, like so. And let's grab some sand. I'm going to need 10 sand, I believe, if I am correct in my mathematicals. Now, one thing I do think I need to also build in conjunction with the stuff I've built so far is perhaps a mining turtle, and then throw that out there into the desert and just let it gather up all the materials for me. I have looked a little bit into how to properly use a mining turtle's different commands and things in the LUA, but it's still a little outside of where I've played with so far. Now, let's see. If I am correct, I don't believe I actually need anything else from the furnace here. Let's see. Got lead. Need this, which takes those. I've got plenty. Go ahead and turn those off to quit burning coal. My coal coke, I should say. And our pulverizer here, I think I've gotten everything I need out of the pulverizer, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off as well. And then this thing. This thing will take a long time because it burns a pretty good bit of energy every time it has to tick through. As you can see back here on redstone, it's 800 Minecraft joules per 25 millibuckets, and I'm gonna have plenty of that, you know. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this guy off, and we'll take a few more engines and see if we can feed a little bit more into this, because yeah, it's gonna need it to be any kind of quick. Let's see, I think I can feed energy from the front. I should be able to. Put one up top. I'll just have that, and have that. I'll put up a couple cobblestone here, so that way I can stick a lever right there, and yeah, that's significantly nicer. Okay, and then for our liquid transposer here, now I need to fit this guy for energy as well, so we're also going to go ahead and break these, break this, and slap these guys on here. Move the torch over slightly. Did pick up my lever, there we go, lever. Let's break the coal coke down again, like so, and go ahead and start filling that. And this is just basically me prepping this to start transposing this into other materials. So let's go ahead and head over here and make our first doodad for conducting with empty energy redstone conduits. Now this provides us with 4. This kind of works like a conductive pipe would. I guess I suppose I need actually 2 guaranteed. It works just like conductive pipes would. So if you had a redstone conductive pipe from these to transport power from Buildcraft, there is a fixed amount of power that you lose per distance with these compared to those which are a incrementally increasing loss over a distance. So these guys, you lose 5% of your energy per block, I believe it was, whereas the other ones are per meter, which is like every 8 or so blocks it loses a bit more and more. You really start noticing the difference over a distance of like, I don't know, like 20 blocks. This would still have energy, whereas the other ones would not, unless you have enough things producing into it. I will also say that the energy conduits are not going to explode. You can potentially explode conductive pipes if this was like a redstone conductive pipe, or we had a gold conductive pipe, something like that. It would still be capable of exploding, whereas these guys cannot. Those would overfill with power, these do not overfill. Let's see, we needed to make our empty frame as well. So our empty frame here is 4 glass surrounding a diamond with 4 of those there. So let's find our diamonds. Now I did have to burn 2 diamonds to make something. What did I make? What did I make that took 2 diamonds? Ah, I made another crystal chest. That's what I made. Herp-a-derp. I forget things sometimes. Okay, and we also needed lead, and I think that was it. We should be good. Everything we have on hand here. All right, so we'll place our diamond in here. 4 of these on the corners. The corners, Wormac, the corners. We'll place these guys around the sides, and we have our empty energy cell frame. And then from this, we have to use a redstone conductance coil, which again is just electrum ingot this time with redstone. Place that there, redstone on either side, so it's not a conductive coil, but a conductance coil. And we're going to need, well, we have to fill it first, and then we can turn it into a cell. So until I can actually fill it, I can't produce the rest of this. So it looks like I will end up having to drop this guy on here already, like so. And it should allow us to fill, but I think it might have to go in bucket incrementals. So I'm just going to turn these off so that way I can save a little coal while this fills up further, and while this gets to processing. So, process. Yeah. Alright guys, I will be back with you momentarily once all of these have caught up. Alright, and now we have our full conduits frame. We'll go ahead and build this thing out into a block. So for this guy, like we said before, 3 ingots across the top of the electrum stuff. Boom, get a boom, get a boom. The coil and lead bars at the bottom, and this gives us a redstone energy cell. Now what these guys do is they work very, very similar to engines. You can plug them up to any Buildcraft energy burning device and be able to give it power. This includes quarries, which is really the point of this. The exercise of what I'm doing here is I can be able to place one of these guys, be able to hook up some pipes from it, and run the energy from this into a quarry at a rate of energy transfer faster than any of these engines can possibly manage. It will basically supercharge a quarry and allow me to just absolutely tear through a landscape in a matter of seconds instead of, hours of mining. So yes, that's kind of where I'm going with this. Now I have my my cell here, and I am going to need a wrench to accompany this guy to allow me to properly adjust where the energy is flowing on the conduits. So we'll look at our prototype Omni wrench, which takes another 2 diamonds, a gold ingot, and a block of cyan wool. Now cyan wool I'm going to need some dye for, or a minium stone, which I suppose I could make one of those instead. Let's see, do I already have a light gray? I think I do have light gray wool too, don't I? I know I have plenty of stuff for minium stones. I have to. Let's see, there's nothing there. It's probably over in my magical stuff chest. So let's get to that. If we can, while the other redstone is producing. I do have light gray wool right there. And we will need our minium stones. Oh, wrong thing. Cyan wool, which requires a minium stone, which requires an inert stone, which is 4 smooth stone, 4 iron, and a gold. I do have smooth stone here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Iron. Don't have any of that on hand right here. Back to the other side. And yeah, this is basically going to give me a way of directing which way I want the power to flow on the pipes, because these are one-directional sort of things, or you can actually change which way the individual ends, the points that are connecting to machines, which way those are trying to flow. Alright, so there we have an inert stone, and we have our shards of minium, or minium, something here. Minium, yes. Now I do realize that this is all what's the word? Equivalent exchange stuff right here, minium stones are, but I just kind of need the cyan wool here, and you can also see that this also has a durability. So now I have the cyan wool. Let's go ahead and grab one more diamond gem. Trust me, this will all be worth it in the long run. It is quite the thing. I needed 2 gems. Darn it. Darn it in its expense. Darn the expense. And then just the gold ingot. So we're good. We have everything else we need. We have redstone over there producing. I'm going to go ahead and place these guys up here. Again, trust me, this is totally worth it for a wrench. We have our prototype Omni wrench here. And let's run back over here. I turned the thing around, as you can see. There we go. Gonna go back over here and gonna go ahead and fill up these guys. Next, I'm going to turn off this because it is currently not needing to run. And there we go. We still do have some energy or some fluid in here, but I have my redstone energy conduits now, so I can basically place this to demonstrate in this and this. Now, if I had another machine right here, I'd be able to use this to turn which direction the power is flowing to or out of. So if it's orange, it means that it's flowing away from. As you can see, it kind of forms like a little arrow with the 2 gray blocks there. And if it's blue, it means that it's flowing towards. So 2 little gray blocks there make this form an arrow, and it's going this way. Very, very easy stuff to remember by. Just go ahead and break these back down. Kind of need a pick for it, so I switch back to my drill here. They are quite durable, as you can no doubt see. So I'm not sure if they're blast resistant, but they certainly feel like they are. They just take a really long time to break, even compared to the energy cell itself. Now the next thing I really need to do for this is going to be charge it. Now what I could do for charging is just stick it in the mid of a bunch of these guys, but this thing holds 600,000 Minecraft joules, and it retains that if you pick it up. So yeah, we kind of have to power it in order to be able to actually use it. Let's see once. Alright, there we go. So yes, now I need to actually charge the guy. I suppose I could do that in a couple different ways. One of the easier ways would probably be just to use a solar panel. So that will be what I will do. I'll hook up a solar panel with a couple of electrical engines, and we will do it that way. So I suppose first things first, I can just remove this guy, slap this guy here, and go boom. Start putting power in. As you can see, this goes relatively quickly enough. Now this will just absolutely pee battery. Luckily, I have it on my high voltage or my low voltage transformer right here, so it's going to be limited by the capacity and speed of that, as well as the capacity and speed of my copper cable here. But as you can see here, it's producing 2 Minecraft joules a tick, which is obviously better than the other machines I had over there. And as you can see here, it has 600,000 Minecraft joules as maximum capacity, meaning I could really stand to have that thing going a little quicker. So let's go grab some of my other engines wherever I left them last. I think I have them in one of these chests here, like that right there. Let's do it to it. Oh, let me grab a copper cable as well. I can go ahead and hook up both of these. Am I out of copper cables? No, I have a cable box. That's right. I have a box that stores all of my cables and my rubber. Just so that way I had somewhere to actually throw everything. We'll do this and this, and we will pop back up here and throw a put one right there and put a cable right there, so it's feeding both of these, I suppose, and do one right there. Now this guy will actually tap a lot more energy than I was wanting to tap. I might move that one. Let's move the torch here too. Take that and put it over here. Now, due to the nature of the way power works, I'll probably end up cutting myself a little short here on some of this power. And pick up this and move it over slightly, like so. See how my battery looks? It's maintaining, so that's good. Where's my... There we go. Cobblestone. Put that next to the top one there. And let's drop down a floor. Sorry, I had to scratch my nose. Let's drop down a floor so that way I can grab another accident lever. I accidentally made a bunch of these like forever ago. When I was trying to make just a handful, I was like, oh yeah, I've got sticks. Project table equals everything at once made. And this can kind of be my my crafting or generation station for my batteries, especially since I can go right over there and have everything function just fine. So as you can see, this guy is filling up, and this will probably do it for this episode just because I had to go through a good few steps to get to this point. But now we have our redstone creation already basically done for production effect here, I suppose. I could always make a few more of these. I can make one more stack, and then I'll just break this. That way I don't lose the molten redstone that's in there. But I don't really have a purpose for it right this second. So, as is, I think I might either pump it out into a little container, which is not a lot. It's not even 1,000, so it wouldn't even fill up the first line on a tank. Either pump it into a little container or just go ahead and get rid of it. We'll see. I might actually make another battery because it doesn't hurt to have 2 batteries. Or even 3, because they can all basically just share pool space for going on there. Actually, now that I've mentioned that, I think I might do that. I might make a second battery just to go ahead and have. That way I can have one running while another one's charging. Alright, well that, like I said, will do it for us for this episode. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure you remember to comment down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you liked the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this and other games. And follow me at Warmac9 on Twitter to stay abreast of when I'm actually uploading anything. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.